Welcome to the Relationship Theory, everyone. This is, wow, yeah. This is Veaire Productions. Here we take thoughts in, break them down, build them up, and play them out. Today, I wanted to drop in and talk about the dangers of technology. This one's going to be a bit different because you guys know that I love technology. I love what it does for us, and I love its potential. I love just everything that is possible because of technology. But the thing that we don't talk about with all of this capability is the effects. We need to acknowledge the effects. Think about it. Technology is getting faster and faster and faster each and every day, week, month. Whenever a new phone comes out, there's always the next biggest size. There's always the quickest, most efficient machine computing thing out there. There's always something faster than the last thing. There's always something more sleek and clean and quick than the last one. It's always something, right? But our brains cannot keep up with that. If you haven't trained think about this. If you haven't trained your brain from the last time you've been using your machine to know how it works and to know how quickly you can do things with it, if you haven't been using the phone or the laptop or the computer to its fullest capability, if you haven't been using it as fast as you know your brain works, if you haven't been doing all that, your brain isn't working and it's not receiving all of the information. It's not breaking things down the way that a computer would. It's not. And your brain isn't trained to do that. I mean, think about it. How long ago have you had that phone? How long ago have you had that laptop, right? It hasn't been very long at all, right? And it might be the quickest, fastest thing ever, but the truth is you've only had this thing for about, 6 months, 12 years? It doesn't matter how long. The point is you didn't grow up with this technology inside of you. What's happening inside of you is not the same as what's happening on the outside of you. We create technology to help us get things done. We don't create technology to then integrate ourselves into technology, thereby foregoing every bit of humanity that we had before technology existed. That's not the purpose, guys. We're going to want to be careful about this. Because what's also happening, and I can actually bring this down to a bit more of a scalable level, but what's happening is people are using technology as an exoskeleton, which would be really nice. That would be really cool, right? Except we're not doing it intentionally. We're not motivating ourselves to use what we have in a way that, progresses humanity and just progresses our individuality and everything that we know about ourselves. We're not using it for those things. Most of us aren't anyway. The ones who are, they're doing their job, but you won't hear about them because they either have a team or they're just staying silent and taking care of their projects and getting things done. And if they even tried to tell you, it wouldn't be making sense. So for everyone else who isn't doing that, you have to slow down with the technology. And what I mean by slow down is just remember what you would do if you didn't have a phone. Remember the things that you would like to do if you were just taking a break, if you were just catching up with yourself, if you were just taking some time to think about the things that matter to you before you go back online. You can even segment out the time. Segment out the time when you want to go online. And I'm going to take this information myself, but you want to segment out time where you're going online and segment out time where you're actually enjoying nature, where you're just breathing, where you're thinking, not necessarily meditation. A bunch of you might not really be interested in that. So not meditation. You can call it stillness if you like. You can call it prayer if you like. You can call it breathing techniques. It doesn't matter. Segment out time where you're doing things that remind you that you're a human being and not just a sponge for information. That's not going to work. Computers are sponges for information, but you're not unless you trained your brain to be. And if you're not training your brain to be a sponge, it's not working for you. So be sure to take care of yourself. tried not to work around computers and technology too much. I mean, to a final point to expound on this exoskeleton bit, I'm even noticing how people aren't moving until you come around them. They're not motivating themselves to do something. Maybe they're caught on their phones, and this has happened to me too, where maybe you're caught on your phone, or maybe you're thinking about something and you don't move until someone presents some amount of inertia towards you. Someone's moving towards you, and maybe you subconsciously feel it, and all of a sudden you're moving. This happens while you're on the phone. This also happens while you're in a car. I mean, this even happened to me today. So it's things like that where the more mindful you are about technology and machines, though you're losing a piece of you that keeps you aware of what's happening around you. And when you wait for inertia to happen, when you keep waiting for inertia to push you forward, eventually accidents are going to happen. And if you really think about it, if you're always waiting for someone to motivate you, it's not an accident, it's an incident. So that's a bit I want to throw on there with the whole exoskeleton bit. We're using things outside of ourselves as if it's an extension when it really should be an addition. It should be something that helps us. It shouldn't be a skin that we're wearing. And that's how most of us are using technology these days. So let's remember to take a step back. If you don't want to take a step back, I mean, enjoy the ride, enjoy the exoskeleton. You heard it here first, at least here at The Relationship Theory. That's going to be this video. Thank you for tuning in. This is The Relationship Theory. I'm not even going to talk about the book and my podcast. I'm just going to say, hey, it's in the description box below. If you like this video, go ahead and like or dislike this video. But please, either way, throw a comment in there because someone might actually agree with you. Enjoy your day.